Hi everybody, I'm Beebs Kelley. Welcome back to another video. Today's special fashion edition is taking a look at some of the best and worst dressed at Cannes. This is part 1, so be sure you subscribe so you do not miss part 2. Let's begin with one of the worst, most tragic dresses we saw, which was Eva Green in this Iris Van Herpen dress. And this was from their Couture 2022 collection, I believe, and it's just not working. The sheer panels are made of like a mesh similar to like nylons, for example, and then it has this really strong, stiff black and white fabrics that are more structured to create the more sculptural aesthetic and elements to this dress, and they just don't play nicely together. It's creating all these sorts of bumps and bunching and bulging across the lap and torso area especially. It's just not looking nice. It doesn't give a nice lay to the garment because they're just two extremely different groups of fabric texture here and strength, so it's just not laying nicely at all. I like the idea with the sleeves, even the skirt I don't hate. The sculptural elements to it are really interesting. I do love the neckline. Her hair and makeup are beautiful, but overall the rest of the dress just doesn't work. And I truly despise the fact that she's wearing nylons with peep-toe shoes. It needs to not happen. It's terrible. Aishwarya is wearing this really dramatic, intense fringed dress. It's very, very sculptural, huge, dramatic silhouette that's just looking a bit messy and a bit too costumey. At Cannes, you're looking for glamour. You're looking for those impeccably gorgeous, beautiful moments. And this is just not it. It looks messy. It looks like a cheap costume. The fringe of this is just out of control. I'm not loving it. Greta Gerwig's dress was really polarizing. I personally like that she's stepping into something a little bit more feminine. The colors are really cute and pretty on her. It's figure flattering, which is a nice change. She's not wearing something frumpy that's just kind of overwhelming her and drowning her out. But the straps and the boobs on this are just tragic. They are terrible. This sort of floating strap needs to stop. It makes things look ill-fitting. And this even looks like it has a bit of like a tab sticking up too, just adding visual noise where it doesn't need to be. It's making it look like it doesn't fit her up here like at all. And then on top of it, the boobs are just terrible. They're so bunched and frumpy looking. It's just not an appealing way to do a bust in a dress, and it needs to stop. It's unfortunate. Hunter Schafer had no success whatsoever with this particular look. The handkerchief on the hair and the silhouette of this paired up with the color of it is all just looking really casual, and it doesn't look like it fits in with the event at all, and it's just not very flattering in general. Cinta Laura Kiel's dress had potential with its feathered ombre sort of dramatic train, but it's just not working. The way they did these feathers look so incredibly messy. There's no way around it. This does not look successful. It looks like a craft gone wrong. I love the attempt though. The ombre of that blue is so beautiful, but the rest is just messy, messy, messy. Leah Eloui's dress looks to be 2 sizes too small. It's coming so low across the cup, and it's really, really short, so it's just looking like she's wearing something that does not fit. If it had come up enough and was maybe a couple of inches longer, paired up with this opera coat, it would have really worked, but as it is here, it's not working at all. Another Eva Green look was pretty polarizing. Some people loved its sort of deconstructed, almost grunge-inspired look with this mesh and the metallic paneling across the front, but because shine is so dominant, this ended up looking really messy because mesh is also dominant, so the mesh panels and the metallic aspects are really competing with one another, and on top of it, the silhouette of it has a high neckline, and it has a little bit of a puff sleeve and long sleeves, so there's just a lot happening here and a lot of it where it just didn't pull off successfully. Cindy Bruna is apparently competing with Meghan Markle for who can find the biggest pair of giant man trousers known to man. These are not only ginormous in the leg, but they also have this really dramatic drop crotch. The actual legs of the pants begin at like the knee. It's so tragic and terrible. I hate it in every way. It also has this really big trench coat on top. So there's nothing allowing for any sort of break from the volume and the heavy fabrics. The pattern I think is nice and had potential, but it needed like maybe normal trousers, not these drop crotch terrible tragedies, and a fitted top perhaps would have been fine, or like a mini dress that was fitted with the trench. But this as it is terrible. Ellen Hall's dress found itself on worst dressed in part because it's too casual looking. Again, this is Cannes. It's supposed to be amazing, glamorous, fabulous, fancy dresses. And some of the events are held during the daytime and you can get away with a more day-friendly look, of course. But this just looks a little too casual. And the construction of the dress underneath doesn't marry perfectly with the overcoat, but the pattern I think is interesting and had potential perhaps for a different event. Let's take a break from some of these tragedies and take a look at something beautiful. Anya Taylor-Joy's dress, absolutely impeccable. Her makeup, her hair, her styling, her accessories, the jewelry. It is so perfect. She looks so stunning and beautiful. This dress is creating this slightly dramatic proportion of a longer leg with that skirt starting a little bit higher up on her torso, but it's looking so beautifully balanced and so perfect with her hair up. It's just gorgeous, gorgeously done, absolutely beautiful. Selena Gomez found some great success with this black and white column gown. I really like the way the asymmetry across the bust area is working for her. She sometimes runs the risk of looking like her garments are a little too tight because they cut in a little too much. We've seen from previous awards shows this year, and this does not have that same problem. This looks absolutely beautiful on her. I love it. Sabrina Elba has one of the best dresses at Cannes so far that I have seen. This is so stunning and perfect. On the best dressed list for sure. Everything about this is amazing. I love how the asymmetrical neckline comes across to this train that almost gives sleeve vibes. It's so beautiful. The ombre of it, the sparkle of it, it is a complete home run. Emma Stone chose a beautiful plum dress. This hue is gorgeous on her. She looks stunning. And this deep V-neck actually helps to create a little bit more shape for her torso. She has a really straight figure, not the most well-defined waist, sort of rectangular in her frame. So this really dramatic deep V-neck just creates a nice flow, and it helps blend her silhouette to create more interest and movement, which is really helpful and beneficial. I don't love the way it sort of minimizes the bust though. I feel like the particular shape of the straps is kind of erasing her boob altogether, so maybe that could have been improved a bit, but overall this is a beautiful look. I love Selma Hayek's dress. It's just a very simple sequin black column gown, but it's fitted throughout the waist, which is exactly what she needs. When you've got an hourglass figure like her, you really do need something that's sometimes a bit more figure hugging so that you don't end up looking frumpy if you don't define the waist. So this is perfect for her. I just don't love the necklaces. Heidi Klum's dress was a little bit polarizing because the draping of the skirt and the gathering of the skirt is a little bit bulky, but overall I quite like it. I think that it could have been improved with an updo and like a statement necklace, something really big and dramatic, like a big pendant or diamond encrusted choker, but overall I love the color of this and I really think this is a beautiful dress for her. Michelle Yeoh is looking the best I've seen her all year. She looks so youthful in this. I love the fringe. I love the jewelry choice. The bodice of this sort of corseted top here, this plum leather, is so beautiful. It looks perfect. It's fitted to her perfectly. I don't love the way the darts are creating an almost like nipple effect here, but I'll give that a pass because the rest of it looks so amazing. And look at this dress in movement. You really can't beat these sort of fringed, feathered skirts. They're so fun and exciting to see in movement. But unfortunately, Lily Gladstone did not have the same degree of success. This color is beautiful on her. This sort of lava red is gorgeous. But because of this sort of wrinkled, almost frumpy effect across the top, paired up with a lack of waist definition here, it's creating a really frumpy silhouette. It's just not flattering her the way she deserves. You can see that there is extra room in the fabric right here along her waistline. If it were completely tight there or had some degree of structure and maybe the skirt started a little bit higher, it could have worked and been flattering. But the way it is here, it's just taking away from her figure and looking really shapeless and frumpy. Victoria Justice has perfect hair, makeup, and jewelry, but the dress is just not working. It looks like it's falling down just a tad, and despite having a really interesting amount of movement and sparkle and texture and silhouette, the fact that it's completely sheer is ruining it. It's taking away from the otherwise beautiful dress and interesting idea and just drawing attention to granny panties. It's not working. I thought I was going to completely hate Cate Blanchett's gold dress here because I don't love how shoulder heavy it is and how broad and blocky it's making the upper body, but I love the skirt so much. The fabric is so beautiful, and really she has a good figure to be able to pull off something interesting like this. So I think it's as successful as it could ever be on her. I still think I would have liked it better with a different construction to the top, but what do you guys think? Eva Longoria's dress is quite pretty. I really kind of like the beaded fringe coming down the side here with the slit. I like the asymmetry of it. I think it's a really pretty, feminine, delicate design. I quite like it. Uma Thurman's dress is really interesting. She's got this sort of oversized, trench-inspired opera coat sort of a situation going on here with a satiny dress underneath, this sort of boat neck sleeveless dress. The waistband is hitting her at a nice place. It's looking really beautiful, but I think that the trench-inspired opera coat sort of a thing is maybe looking a little bit messy and taking away from an otherwise beautiful satin dress. We had a handful of Dior 1950s inspired dresses here that are just gorgeous, absolutely stunning. I really, really love these. I think they are so beautiful, so well done, classic silhouette, but just flattering. Look how beautiful these women's figures look. They just look so gorgeous. It's polished, it's stunning, it's timeless, it's fabulous. I love Demi Moore's coral floral dress. The beading on this is beautiful. The color is so bright and vibrant, and the silhouette is flattering. This is perfect. It really benefits from this sort of a shape to the bodice where it's not looking like it's falling down. It's not distracting or taking away from the look at all. It's just letting the dress do its own thing, and it's fitting her perfectly. Greta Gerwig also tried out a beautiful red dress. This one I quite like. Look at how unfrumpy she can look. She has the potential. She just goes for these like frumpier, unflattering looks a lot of the time, and this is just so much nicer in terms of making her look more beautiful. I think this was really nice. The particular construction of the cups and straps is not my absolute favorite, but it's really beautiful, and the finish of this dress is perfectly smooth, so she did a really good job of executing this dress properly. And Shanina Shayek's metallic dress is absolutely beautiful, so well done. I like how the sheer part of the skirt doesn't begin until just above the knee, so it doesn't add too much visual noise or compete in any way, shape, or form by having some sort of like completely sheer skirt. I think this was executed really nicely. It's a tad bit bulky across the shoulder, but really I think that it's just fine and coming across quite beautifully. From today's video, my absolute best dressed is Sabrina Elba. It's gorgeous. I want that dress. It's fabulous. But what was your favorite and least favorite from today's video? Be sure to subscribe so you do not miss my next Cannes Fashion Edition. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you next time. Have a happy day, everybody. Bye.